Why shouldn't you?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream.
How are you?
Surviving. How are you? As good as
I
one
am
can be,
good.
considering. Sorry,
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, man.
it was a rough week.
I
How are
know.
you?
I am good, which it feels terrible saying that, but I
Mm,
am good.
that's
I
fair.
am
That's
good.
fair. Don't feel terrible.
Yeah, what you came into was Dev and I talking about reefing shirts and
I
how we
forgot
are
to hit
going
the
to
intro
commit
button.
to.
I just
Yeah.
got
Oh,
straight
you
over.
forgot. All
I
right.
did.
So I'm wearing my Reefapalooza shirt. I think it's a special edition, which was given to me by Lou. So
Ooh,
thank you, Lou.
nice.
Reefapalooza. Yeah, should have probably lowered the camera and shown off my reefing shirt a little bit more. But things are good, man. Life is good.
It's all good. Thank you in the chat for your condolences to the reef tank. That was my first ever tank crash experience. Not recommended to go through. It was not fun.
Really, I sorry, man. I felt so bad. I didn't even know what to say. You just texted me, and I ghosted you for a little bit because what do you say? Because unfortunately I have been there before,
Yeah.
so I know that feeling. Probably were still in the mid. Even I even try to call you, just randomly calling. You're like, "Hey man, I got a buddy coming to pick some stuff up. I gotta go." So I felt bad.
When did this happen? This happened on Remembrance Day, last Tuesday. So it's been a week to come to terms with it for me. Um, I mean, a lot of you probably already watched the video, but essentially, I had the day off on Tuesday. I'm ripping out flooring, got to bust out tile. And now's the time to take down the tank. And so I spent, a good chunk of the day Tuesday. I filled up the big brute bin. And do I have the tanks? I do have another tank. You can kind of see in the background, but so I filled up the big tank the day before. I mixed with salt water. I did a couple water changes between the tank and the bin to level the parameters. Thinking, okay, everything will be fine. Heaters on there, heater controller. I had to put a doser on my bin. Like, had tons of flow in it, and okay, everything should be good and happy. And yeah, wasn't happy. So it was good for a few hours, and then all of a sudden it just went downhill super fast. I came, I don't know if not the best photo that I threw in the thumbnail. That was just a photo that I texted somebody. Thank you, Dedicated Reefer. Appreciated. But yeah, I came down there, this was at 10 at night, and you can see it was just like super milky.
Milky White. Uh, um,
And so then I was up to like 2 in the morning making a brute bin of salt water, did a big water change, got it the next one rolling. So I finally went to bed, woke up at like 7 in the morning, went to go do another one. And at that point, that smell of like dead acros that's nasty.
yeah.
Yes. And then so I'm like, frig. So I'm like, I pulled out some stuff and put it in this tank. And, you know, it seems fine at first. Later that
Uh,
night, this tank is all milky too. I'm like, ah,
ooh.
how did the family react? My wife was like, bleh, to the coral smell, opening all the windows, and the house is freezing and all kinds of chaos. And then I felt so bad because buddy Kai, that owns a Purple Seahorse vet store, he's trying to help me out. And he's like, hey, we'll throw a bunch of the coral in my tank to see if we can save it. So I threw it in the store display tank. And then later, the store display tanks are going downhill. So I felt just like awful about it. And then he was out of town the next day. So I'm like at the LFS doing water changes on their tank, trying to like do it and rip out some stuff. And yeah, so it smelled like death in the store for a bit. And I felt so bad because, like, I'm nuking his tank to an extent. So I ended up going, later the next day and just like tossing out like tons of coral and rock. I was like, hey, it's just got to go. It was freaking brutal. But after like retrospect, I think there's those, what I think started it is those like minty pally green zoas that I always complained about, that they're invasive and they annoy me. I think those things are releasing paleotoxins, and I think that started to take stuff out, and it just all went downhill from there.
Yeah. Um, I just want to go back to something you said because I've been talking to you about it. You've been sharing
Mm-hmm.
pictures with me before. So, you and I were even talking about when you were redoing your floor. I knew you had, but the events you just told,
Yep.
I think it comes off a little bit like I got up on Tuesday and decided to move the tank.
Oh,
No,
this is
this was a
pre-planned for ages.
thoughtful
Yep.
process for months, right? You were like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my floor. Here's what I plan to do. You had the horse trough, you got it. You were thinking about maybe doing an upgrade at some point. So this was like a careful plan that you had and you executed. So
Mhm.
it wasn't like you got up on Tuesday. It was like, I'm gonna do my floor. Like, no, nobody does that.
No, this was in the
It was
work.
a
Like,
thoughtful plan. Yeah.
yeah, thank you, Anthony, for the super chat. Yeah, I know this was pre-planned. I pre-made water. I mixed the water, a couple water changes between the tank to level out the parameters. I had tons of flow in the bin to make sure it wasn't that. I had one power head down low at another point to get the surface for oxygen exchange. So, I've talked to a ton of different people about this so far. Some people are like, okay, it was a full moon. This time coral spawn. It could be a coral spawn that said it, but which is plausible because I have had acro spawn in my tank. But I don't know, 95% of me thinks it was those evil minty green zoas. I think that when I took them out of the water, they just started slamming up and they were pissed. And I think that nastiness, you know, killed something else, and then that starts polluting the water, and it just cascaded something else, something else, something else. That's my theory. The more,
Yeah.
in retrospect, the more I think about it.
I don't like zoas at all, and even the
I
zoas I
love
take
most
from
zoas, but
people.
I've never liked those ones. But they're invasive and they're nasty. So
Yeah, I had and I know Utter Chaos, and I know people like Utter
I
Chaos,
love it.
but the reason I broke down the Red Sea Reefer 350 was because of um Utter Chaos. They just took over everything. I remember having a conversation with Greg, and I'm like, Greg, does eh, does does Zoas kill SPS? He's like, no, they shouldn't. But mine grew so aggressive that they got onto the base, they shaded the base, and the minute you shade the base and the base starts dying, then they take over that piece, and then they're shading something else. So before you know it, within months, they were always halfway up the. Um, that's plausible. I've been warned about pallies. I just didn't think. I mean, I knew in my brain, but I didn't think Zoas carried
Well,
pallies.
these ones are kind of in the middle. They're not a giant pally, but they are Zoa. And I don't know. 95% of me thinks that was the root cause. And in the comments, someone actually posted a link to one of Julian Sprung's videos talking about pally toxins, and I'm pretty sure it's the same freaking pallies in one of his things. I'm trying to find a photo of the evil things. So I
So
mean,
you
obviously,
call them minty green Zoas, the one with the long
I'm trying to find a photo.
tentacles. Uh,
They were the ones that took over my Zoa island, right behind the yellow tank.
okay.
Those guys.
So Josh Allen said I would go with coral spawning. It sounds better.
I mean, it is plausible. I had a couple, like importer people I was talking to about, and that's what they said. But I don't know. I personally feel it was these guys because there was, one time I was frying corals like a year ago, and I was like, I totally got sick afterwards, and I was like, okay, it'd just be a flu or something. But in retrospect, I'm like, was it the zoas? Was it something else that was messing with me? So I don't know. I
Can I see the picture again?
Yeah, I'm trying to here. Let me send it to the computer. Let me just message it to myself and I'll pull it up so you can get a better shot of it.
Mm.
So this is my current theory. With high confidence, I think so. It was these death things. Anything you do different? Any pro tips? I wish I would have had multiple bins of stuff. One thought is, okay, have the fish and coral separated, or have like 2 or 3 bins. That way, if something happened in one bin, it wouldn't have affected the other bins. Now, the problem is I didn't have the space for it because I was ripping out all the flooring. So half my house is on the sun deck, and the other half is downstairs. So I was literally working in a very small space. Even my office, I can barely move. There's so much stuff packed around me out of the camera's view. So I think that's ideally would have been multiple bins. So if one bin had a big issue, it wouldn't have taken out everything.
Mm.
That's one big thing. I did add carbon at nighttime. You probably wouldn't have heard to have the carbon there earlier. Having a skimmer on the tank probably would have been nice. Probably would have been a good idea for oxygen exchange, if nothing else. But also, if corals, are sliming, like green slimer, that was sliming up pretty good after you move it, right? Different things. So,
Okay. Somebody, Fish Ventura said, you still had a bathtub. You still have to bathe because I think we all forget Devin has a family.
yeah. So, these little buggers at the end, these things, these like bluey green ones,
Oh, those are. You know what?
that's
I
my
actually
theory.
call those pallies.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my gosh.
because they somehow, I don't even know how they got into my tank, but they just like slowly were invasive, and I've always hated them and slowly removed them. But I
Mm.
don't know. So
I know
I
exactly
that's
what you want. I'm sorry.
did you wash the tub and let it run for a few days? Processing chemicals and oils may linger. I wiped it down multiple times before I filled it up. I didn't let it run for days with water, but I definitely gave it multiple like wipe downs just to make sure there was no like surface oils or anything. But I mean, it's made for a horse trough basically, right? So it's made to hold palatable or potable water. So there
Yeah,
shouldn't be
a lot
anything
of
nasty in it, but
enough people use those where I trust them, right? There's people who run their entire tanks. There's stores that use them as their sumps, right?
yeah. Other
Yeah,
retrospect, I wish I would have took my favorite corals and put it in the office tank instead. The thing that kind of got me, I guess, is I have like helped people move tanks. Like, me and buddies have like went in on a tank shutdown to get stuff, and I've moved it in bins and like hours away, and it's never been an issue, right? I've had corals living in bins for like a month and never had an issue, so I never expected this to happen. I thought I planned out everything, but obviously stuff can still happen.
yeah,
I
yeah,
wish I would have said, okay, like I love my orange passion. I should have just broke off a chunk and threw it in this tank. I would still have some, but now it's all gone.
yeah. K13T is saying something leaks from that black tub. S-
That's also
In a few
plausible.
hours, it is possible, but
I would think it'd be a
in
long-term issue, not, within
yeah,
6 hours.
because
It happened
yeah,
fast.
I am using a black tub. I don't know if you can see it. I cracked my sump and I am using a black tub as my sump. It's been a month now with no issues. So it could possibly it's leaching something, but leaching is a slow game, right? It's a
Hmm.
buildup of something slowly getting in the water.
Yep.
So I don't think it's leaching. That's a good theory, but
Yeah.
it's leaching, short term.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
And
talking about something that happened within hours.
yeah. And someone's mentioning a skimmer. I wish I had a skimmer in there. Honestly, I probably should have had two tubs. Like, how much space? Because I had basically 180-gallon tank plus sump
I know.
that went into a 150-gallon bin. So it's not that big of a difference, but physically that bin was packed, right? So, having two of them would have been big too.
Yeah. Reef Keeper said freak accident. I moved my last tank after it leaked into a horse trough with zero issues. Matter of fact, the coral actually did better. I know it's not time. Yeah. When I nothing compared to what Devin had, but I actually think when I cracked my sump and everything was on the display, I think the tank did better without the filtration. And actually, now that I put the horse trough, here I am going. Now that I put my thing back on my tub sump,
Hmm.
it's continued to do better. So whatever, it could be purely coincidental that the tank was maturing and it
Yep.
just happened to in that time you broke the sump. But I think it's actually, yeah, like so I think if that is who I think it is, AP Alexander, how did your some crack? I'm not answering that. I think that's someone. I think that's a troll. That's Alexander Bunar trolling me. Just calling it out.
Never know. Feel bad on so many levels. Your love and dedication to the animals that died years in time. Yeah, I know, man. It's like some of those fish, you've had for close to 10 years. And it's like, even like some of the corals, like you grew from a pinky frag to like a massive colony. Like, you
I
know,
know.
like I had like, the Miyagi tort. I grew that from like a pinky frag and it was like 3 feet big and it spawned in my tank. Like, it's like all that stuff was super cool. No, it's all gone. It's depressing, but
I
oh,
didn't
orange passion.
realize how big some of your colonies were until Worldwide came and shot the tank. And it's because they did, they shot it from a couple different angles. So I got context with the way, because I've been watching your content for years and seeing you shoot the tank, right?
Hmm.
I knew it was big, but until they shot it from the different angles and I kind of know how
Thanks,
Worldwide
Casey.
shoots stuff
Yep.
and the context, I was like, man, I didn't realize those colonies were big.
They were like that. Casey, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Bacteria bloom explain a pH crash. I mean, it was the same rock and the same contents, just a different container, right? Obviously, I didn't bring the sand bed over, so most of it should have
Okay.
been the same. Yeah, the orange passion was one of my favorites too. That super bummed me out. I was hoping I could save it when I put it in this tank, but then I came back that night and there was like little like glowing polyps floating in the water. I was like, oh man. So
Oh,
I pulled it and I tossed it. I was like, no, I don't need to take out another tank. And it was depressing
yeah.
because like, it's $200 for a freaking pinky frag, and I grew from nothing to like, like
Oh,
massive colony of it. So it's like, man,
oh, I know. I like an orange passion, dude.
I kept the skeleton. I'm gonna paint it one day just to be a reminder slash I
Do
don't
you
know.
know Greg's daughter, Reef Girls Inc.? She paints corals
Hmm.
with like nice fluorescent planes. She's at Reefapalooza selling her stuff, and it's in picture frames. It actually looks good. I have a piece by her, but
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's my plan too. You see all these white skeletons?
Yeah,
That's my plan, is to paint them with fluorescent paint. They look really cool.
I did that actually.
Um,
Like it's a little shelf art. I made like a mini aquascape, and I painted some frags before, and did it. I thought it was fun. I'm gonna do something with that one just for fun. I don't know why, but I think it's super cool to do that. So gutted for you. Thanks, Acrobatic J.
yeah, an orange passion.
I wonder if an
Wow.
animal got crushed. I moved all the rock and everything in before I moved the fish. I didn't actually edit the clips because I was like depressed and I was doing renos and like barely sleeping. But I moved all the rock and coral. Like maybe I'll turn to a video at some point. But I took all the rock and coral out, put it in bins, took it downstairs, put it in the trough, and the last thing I caught all the fish, and then I put the fish in. So I don't think anything would have got crushed or anything because the rock was in there first before the fish were and the corals. The fish went in
Uh,
last.
and snails and everything. It was a total crash. What about snails? And
I mean, there
yeah,
there was a few that I threw in this tank, but not much. And there's like a handful of corals I think that made it. So like some of the favias, um, micromusa, a couple of favias look like they'll probably bounce back. My space invaders like half reseeded, half there. The Ghani surprisingly are like okay, but most other stuff is
now are you, because a lot of my frags I get from people, so I have for them, they have for me. Did you do that with any of the stuff you have? So could you? I know it doesn't make up for not having a colony, but is there anything you can go get from someone?
sadly most of my like hardcore reefing buddies moved away on me, and the only other one here doesn't have his tank rolling right now. Otherwise, I normally would have backups of everything. So
You need better friends.
I need more local reefer friends. I have a couple that have been
Yeah,
like, okay, they'll give you some frags and stuff afterwards, but it still
yeah,
sucks. Oh, my plate coral.
I
I
know.
saved that one too. That one's in there.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It's in the back of the tank. Sorry, I forgot about it's hiding in the very back behind some stuff, but I think the plate coral will make it. That one looks okay still. But I
Okay.
wish I would have took more of my favorites and put them in here from the beginning, or just broken off branches and threw in a frag rack or something, right?
Okay. So on the positive side, does that mean we might see you at a show, because that's a chance to take some stuff home?
Yeah, we well, we'll see. That requires money to get to a show, but I mean, the one not really silver lining, but I do love doing tank builds, so at least
April.
doing a new tank again will be fun.
April's coming up.
Yeah, I'll be recovered by then, hopefully.
You know what happens in April.
I know that's my favorite show. How's the flooring? The flooring's going good. I have been working endlessly at freaking flooring. I took like Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday off, and I've been doing flooring like a madman.
That's it. What percentage are you finished with the flooring?
Upstairs is going to be like 85, 90%. It's
Okay.
looking, yeah, it's looking really good. Here, I'll show you a photo. See if it shows up. You can look, kind of see towards where the tank is. Kind of looks
Okay.
washed out on there. It's hard to see, but can make it bigger. So where the tank will go when she's back. Yeah, the colors look washed out, but
All right.
it's coming along. Did anything survive? A handful of coral survived.
Yep.
Yep.
Anything you can share, or is it a secret about the next tank build?
It's basic. Well, it's basically the same thing. The 7225 Peninsula, with like the newer version of it though, with the aluminum stand. Never enter change flooring. My wife has been wanting to like rid the carpets for like 8 to 10 years now, so I was like, okay, finally we'll do it. But yeah, it sucked. Are you swearing off all Pallies and Zoas? I will never let those evil minty ones enter my tank again. I still like some Zoas though. Like I still like Zoas, but nothing of the Pally varietal. Those ones were kind of in the middle. They didn't look like a Pally, but they also were like a big for a Zoa, so it was kind of this weird middle ground. So
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
probably be less inclined to have them in the future though.
Okay. Or maybe keep them in the softy tank.
Just wondering, what is your reason for not putting a skimmer in? There was no space. I barely fit my rock and corals in that tank. That's the reason. I probably would have tried to put one in like the next day or something, but it wasn't even 6 hours in the bin until it started going cloudy. Like, took the stuff out of the tank. I had people come help me move the tank because it's like 400 pounds. And then literally that evening when I went to check on it, it was already milky. Like, it was hours.
Jeez.
I'm going to say like 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah,
Bacterial equilibrium affected by the change in environment, even though you mimic the same environment. I mean, yeah, it could be. It's hard to say, man.
yeah. I saw a video with you washing the sand. You took the sand out before you started the process, right?
No, the sand, I took the sand out before. It was probably in the middle of all the chaos happening. It was like after I moved the tank because I put it in buckets and then I wanted to wash it so I could reuse it. And I didn't want to smell nasty being like old ocean sand. So I rinsed it out. So usually I just pop the hose in and let all the nastiness percolate up. Because, I can buy new sand, but sand's not new. It's all used, right? It's just
Hmm.
clean or dirty. So I was like, okay, I'll clean it so I can reuse it. No, I
Here's
didn't
a
put any sand in. It was the
here's
sand was full of nasty. I wouldn't mix that in there. That's just asking for trouble.
there's a question from Reefkeeper 1. Were the corals out of the water for a long time during the transfer?
Couple minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, I have video clips of it. I'm literally take it out of the tank. I put it in a bucket, take the bucket downstairs and put it in. Like less than 3 or 4 minutes is probably realistic.
yeah. Ooh,
Yeah, the worst part's not knowing. But yeah, I don't know. I've
yeah.
never had like a big crash or a big thing until now.
You've moved tanks before or moved stuff
Yeah,
before, right?
I've never had an issue. Yeah, okay, here's a clip at night. You can kind of see when my tank was super cloudy.
Yeah.
So this is after I
Ooh,
put a few corals in and it was super duper cloudy afterwards.
mhm. Did you have cucumbers? Jen is asking.
Nope.
Hmm.
Oh man. So yeah, so you can see like, hey, because I was starting to film it as I was doing it. Okay, here's the tank before I do it. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, draining water out of it to it, mix the bins,
What kind of fish did you have?
pretty ones. Okay, here you go. Here's a sneak peek because I didn't edit it. I was depressed. I was doing nothing, but essentially, see if it shows up. So I take here. So I'm going in there, take a big rock, pop it in the bin,
Oh man.
right? So take a couple things, put it in the bin, take my bin, walk downstairs, put it in the tub. Like stuff was not out of there more than like 2 minutes. There you go. That shows how quick I was moving stuff. So nothing was out that long. No cucumbers.
No cucumbers, nothing that will die and what people say pollute the water.
Yeah, that's why I'm fairly convinced that it was paleotoxins.
I'm leaning towards that too.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like it's been running through my mind like a bazillion times the past week. So, yep. Yeah, not like I was gonna like do a big journey of the video, obviously filming clips, and then I was just like gutted after that, and then I've been doing like flooring 24/7, ripping it up, and then I had to like rip out tile and rent like big kilty friggin' chisels, and it's been like, yeah, distracting myself with tons of work. So it's been crazy.
I know.
Yep.
I'm excited for the new build though.
I'm
I know
excited for the new build too. This
it's
is my
kind of
only.
something.
It's
It's
the
something to say like, oh, you crashed a tank. We're not wailing off, but I am
no,
excited for new build for you.
but it's also good to talk about it and like lessons learned, right? Like it is. That's what happened. It is what it is, and it sucks. But hopefully, if my shittiness helps someone else prevent the same thing, then it's worth sharing, right? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I had a local reefer buddy that went through a similar tank fiasco. He had the same toxic green pallies, right? I don't know. I think it was. I shout out to whoever put Julian's video in the description or one of the comments in the video. And yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was the same ones in his video. They look very similar. Pallies won't go off though, having a big stress event. Was the trough all brownie salt water? So I filled the trough half full of salt water, new salt water, and I did a two water changes over like the 24 hours prior between the tanks. So I pumped a bunch of tank water into the trough, and then I pumped a bunch of tank water from the trough back to the reef tank, and I did that twice. So I essentially did a big water change on the reef tank, and then trying to level out the parameters between the two tanks. So nothing should have been a big shock.
Did you clean the bins first? Yeah, yeah, he did.
Yep. So, possible they leach something out? Maybe. I doubt it. If something was leaching, I would expect it to be an issue over weeks, not hours. Unless there's something really nasty. But given it's designed for potable water, like there shouldn't be anything nasty in it. But yes, I did wipe it out multiple times. So I don't know. Do you think
And yeah, yeah, I had a thought, but no.
I put carbon in 4 or 5 hours later? They weren't in there from the first moment. But as once I saw the water starting to go cloudy, I grabbed like a big thing of Chemi Pure and threw it in there.
Yeah,
Yep. But the problem is
yeah,
like those pallies and stuff were like encrusting on the rocks randomly. Like I was trying to get rid of them, but they're also randomly all throughout the rocks.
yeah. I think Reefer NYC. I remember when I follow him. He's a local reefer. I remember he moved from Manhattan to Long Island, and I think most of his stuff, if I remember correctly, most of his stuff made it okay. And he's moving across town with traffic.
Dude, I've bought tank shutdowns from Vancouver, which is like a 4 hour drive, and brought it back in bins, and I've never had an issue. Will rocks
Okay.
be used? No. The rocks are plagued. They're all gone. Most of them have been tossed. Um, Given that I took some of the rocks full of corals and put it in my one of my LFS's tanks, like huge shout out to Kai, and then his tank started going downhill.
You
So
weren't going to put that on anyone else.
no, like I literally felt terrible because of that. So yeah, so I was like, man, I'm like, if your tank's going down, like rip it all out, just toss it. So it's not worth killing your tank over your stuff's going downhill because it's trying to help me.
So I was asking you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was just
Yep,
brought me coffee, making a little bit of coffee right here.
mighty kind.
Um, so when I ask you, so I feel so insensitive now because I was sending you random questions like, why don't you save them for the calcium reactor? You're like, no, no.
To me, it's like if those rocks and stuff are polluting other tanks, like it's the plague. Like it's absorbed some
Yeah,
toxin or something, and yeah, it's crazy.
it makes sense to me now, but at the time, I'm like, dude, why are you throwing them away? Throw them in your calcium reactor. But now it makes hearing you say that out loud. I just maybe needed to hear the words, but
Yeah,
hearing you say that, there are some. I think you and I have been in the game long enough where there are some things we just don't take risks with. I know somebody's gonna say, "Hey, sand." I know someone is gonna say it, but there's just some things if you know like sand had a pollutant, like I don't clean sand but because I don't have anywhere to clean it, but
yeah,
if you even suspect the rock had a piece of pollutant, I'm not using it, right?
yeah. Like
Because
it's
there's
not
no way to
worth it.
really know. Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah.
So the weird thing is too, because like it was in Kai's store tank. Again, Kai, if you're watching this, like, dude, like, thank you so much, and I feel so bad.
Yeah, Kai. Yeah, thank you, Kai.
But like he was saying, when he tossed out some of the rocks as zoas, he says it was like he said it looked like black mold, like death underneath it. He's like, it was the weirdest thing. I was like, man, like toss that, like get it out of there. But I don't know. There's something that was weird. Like, and I still think it was like those minty zoa pallies. Like that's still my best guess. But they,
Use what fish did you have in it?
oh man, oh, tank refund recovery. Appreciate it, buddy. Well, I
And
had a very old Sylphin tang, I had a yellow tang, I had a purple tang, I had a copper band, I had a bunch of wrasses, Royal Gamma, I had a bunch of cool fish.
okay, well, $20 can't do anything,
I
especially
appreciate it. Yep.
but maybe it can buy you 1/10 of a fish.
Well, that's that, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, if you were close
Well,
by, man, I might have something to start maybe but
yep.
I wish.
So at this point, I'm just like, okay, it's not even worth trying to reuse the death rock. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get new rock. I'm gonna rebuild it all. This is basically a brand new tank from scratch, which sucks because it always takes a while for a tank to settle in. But I'm just gonna treat it as a brand new vanilla build.
Yeah, someone said that sounds like you had some of that toxic buildup stuff under the rock. I don't know what that is. Is that is that a reference to like, hey, you might have calcium? I've heard people talk about hydro. what do they call it when you used to have deep sand beds and something
Sulfuric acid? No.
sulfuric,
Sulfates?
s- no, something.
The noxious
Yeah,
sulf.
it was this entire thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's a thing. So
No, my sandbed wasn't deep. There's a couple spots of it, but I'm not sure what's it called. Yeah, mind blanking.
yeah,
But yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, Marco Rock, probably Marco Rock. That's what I used last time. I like Marco Rock. It looks natural and you make cool shapes.
yeah. Um, he does. They have cool shapes. There's vendors here in the U.S. like Chandler Rocks that makes actually, cool
Yeah, they make
rocks.
cool stuff. He uses
Yeah,
Marco Rock for it, doesn't he? Looks like Marco.
absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, so now I'm gonna have to spend like weeks making a cool scape again. Took me so long to come up with that scape the first
Yeah.
time.
I've so I don't know if you know about it, but do you know that you've heard? So when did you do that Marco Rocks thing? Did you use the powder at the time?
Hydrogen sulfide, thank you. Thanks, Phil. Um, no, I might
Okay,
have. I mean, I think I just used like rock dust from when I broke rocks and re-glued them together.
Devin, I discovered like I
Tell me
think it's
more.
like 6 months ago or 7 months ago I discovered this. Um, I've seen Fan do it, but when Fan did it, I thought Fan was doing it, or maybe I just misremembered the video. I thought Fan was doing it for aesthetics to like cover up the joints. But when you have that powder
Hmm.
and you use the runny glue,
So
the rock breaks faster than the bond. I've had that's how some of these guys do these crazy aquascapes. Like when you use the powder
mhm.
and you when you use the powder, I've used the powder, tested it already, and then tried smashing the rock. I broke the rock before I broke the bond. So what I do is I take super glue with accelerator and just glue the scape first to see how it's going to look. Then I just sprinkle dust while I'm spraying the really runny liquid glue.
Mhm.
Once then you see it smoking because whatever reaction it is with the calcium carbonate
What do you
powder.
mean when you say
Just
dust? I've done that with Nias Reef cement. What do you mean when you say
no. Marco Rocks makes a product called I'm gonna get it. It's show and tell time. Called Marco Rocks powder. Give me a second. I know, guys. It's show and tell. Hang on a sec. There is a product called Marco Rocks powder, and it is
mhm.
literally a powder. The dust will work. Hang on, I'm going on my shelf. Found it. We always get off, don't we? Um, this is a product called Marco Rocks powder. It is fine powder of Marco Rocks calcium carbonate. You, what I am doing, if I have two pieces of rock, I glue them together with super glue and accelerator. It
Mhm.
stays there. Then I sprinkle powder on it in the joints to fill the joints, pack it in a little bit, then put runny super glue. And it smokes a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. And then it's hard. It doesn't move.
And it's just like
That's,
broken rock dust? Huh.
yeah.
So I okay, so I'll try that because I last
No, no,
scape
no,
I did.
no. They're still trying. Like, Devin, like, this is like,
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna buy
you
some.
know, I have a big, I know I'm getting excited because I literally, so I spoke to, I don't know how
NSA
much
powder?
I don't know how much I should reveal this, but I remember I talked to Chandler. I'm good friends with Chandler Rock.
Yeah.
He said before this product, he was literally hammering rocks into dust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So yeah, Marco Rocks powder. You get the really runny super glue. I wish I'm not gonna get up again and do another show and tell to
I
find the
added
super
some to
glue,
my cart.
but the runny super glue. I'll text you from Amazon, but the really runny super glue, the really runny glue.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Huh. So
Yeah.
last time I did like the super runny BRS glue in Nias Reef cement, and that worked magical, like how fast and strong it is. But I'll try that this time.
No reef cement. This is just the powder.
Okay.
Like, so I let me just Let me give you an example. So
Right. I have a bag in my
I think
cart.
it I think it came from overseas. It was like a dinner plate,
Mm,
a piece of circular. And when you get maricultured corals from overseas and it comes on that really hard base that you don't know what it
yeah.
is. So I had one that was as big as a small dinner plate, fell and cracked.
Mm,
And I was like, this is so beautiful for a chalice grow out.
yeah.
I literally put the powder in it and glued it. It looks terrible because when I was doing it, I was just experimenting. I should have been a little neater, but I dropped it a second time. Now, if you glue something like that, you would expect the repair joint to be the first place to crack. No, the thing shattered, except in the location that I used the Marco Rocks powder and the
Hmm.
glue that held tight. The rest of it shattered. Of course, I don't want to show it what it looks like now because it looks like imagine you're a superhero and someone cut up your face and then put it together. Oh, you remember that movie
Lovely.
where you had Jane Foster and the Thor's hammer was in a million pieces and it would recombine?
Yeah.
That's how it looks.
Hmm.
I know it sounds like I'm a working advertising tonight, but
It's okay.
this Marco Rocks powder with the runny
I'm.
super glue.
Oh, I have some in my
You
cart.
don't need any glue. Like this is what there is. It needs to be the calcium carbonate powder.
Okay.
I'm supposed to send you something. Let me know if you want me to just. I don't know if you have it, but let
I
me know if you want me to.
don't have that.
I'm supposed to be sending. I know from the last meeting. I'm supposed to be sending you these two. Just text me your address,
Okay.
and I'll have these in the mail by. Actually, I think whether I send this, I have a box, and it doesn't matter where you put in the box. It's the
Hmm.
same price. So we should actually. You should actually send me a couple other things that I'll just throw in a box to make sure. You know. But
So,
yeah, I'll send it to you.
so
Absolutely. I'll
okay.
get it to you and you can start to experiment on it.
Sounds good.
Um,
Thank you.
Let me know if you need I don't think depending on the size of the scape you're going to do, I don't think you one is going to be enough. So if you give me a week or so, let me get my hands on another one and
Well,
then I'll ship it to you.
okay. I can just do. I don't know.
Is it on Amazon?
No, but it BRS has. I'm just slowly building up a cart for Black Friday sales.
All right. Well, hey, sounds good to me.
Okay. I
Yeah.
am going to. There, I'll buy 2 bags.
Yeah. I know. It's yeah, I saw people saying don't sniff that powder.
Have you
Yeah,
used? Sorry, quick random question. There's a purple Marco rock, so it's probably died. Have you ever used it?
I've used it.
Do
I
you have any
like
preference of the purple or the white? I've only ever used the white.
I now to be honest, I like the white
Hmm.
because to me, the transition from going from white rock to your rock not looking white is a signal to me of the tank maturity. So I am a fan of white rocks
Yeah.
because white signals new
Hmm.
and then not white signals the tank is going somewhere. So I like the look of purple, like purple from day one. It looks cool.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I always do white rock. I I don't the Carib Sea and the other ones, um, okay.
Hmm.
I but I I I like I like white rock.
Okay. That's what my last scape was. Was that? And obviously it gets
Yeah,
darker over time as the
yeah.
ocean fies it, but
Reefer NYC says the purple turns brown. So what happens is the outside of the rock is white, but when you here's what I'm going to recommend. It's a little bit more expensive, which is fine. But what happens with the purple rock is when you if if I imagine knowing you, I imagine you want to do your own custom scape. You're going to experiment
yeah,
and you're probably going to be smashing rocks.
yeah.
So when you smash the rock, inside is purple. Now Marco Rocks does sell the spray where
That's
you
what I'm
can
thinking. You could
use
just
to. Oh
yeah.
yeah. You absolutely. But you ask me my opinion, I
Hmm.
will always go white rock, and it's not because it's cheaper. That's not. It's not the consideration. The consideration is I want to see the white rock,
Hmm.
and when it stops being white, it's a signal to me that the tank is maturing. So
Okay. Yeah, I
you
thought it
know.
was interesting. They had the dye essentially,
No,
right?
no, they do. Some people like to put no. It looks cool. You put it in from day one, and the tank doesn't. There's not the stark white, but I don't
Well,
mind.
my thoughts more the white in theory would be more attracted to like the light and potentially grow algae or the darker, but
Oh, it's
it just hide
absolutely
it.
is.
But whether or not
It
it actually,
absolutely is.
yeah,
it absolutely is. But I think you and I know enough to.
Yeah, I was just like 50-50 which one to go. I don't know. I can
Oh,
go
did
either
I
way, to be
break
honest,
this?
but
Oh, I didn't break this. Oh, you and I know enough to to know how to get over it, right?
pretty
I
much.
think what's happening is we always have a. I think the number one thing is whenever we start tanks, we always have a bunch of tanks and cleanup crew. So we never go through that phase. So a lot of people get with where even in my little my tank at work, and please, tank police, don't arrest me. But I bought the tiniest Tomini tank from Petco and put him there, and he's picking all day.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like
So
minis.
yeah, I love Tominis.
Yep. All right. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to build a really cool scape now. I know this is gonna take a while.
Yeah.
After
Yep.
flooring, scape.
All right. Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. Um.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, I heard you had your hands on. Ooh, I heard you got your hands on one of these.
I do. You mean? I have to unplug it to pull it up. You mean one of these? This
Oh,
is
you had to
Terrence's. He
unplug
sent it
yours.
to me when we did a stream
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah. Um.
I like it.
I
It's freaking cool.
I'm gonna boast because mine is.
I want two, but I guess I'm good with one for a little while.
Guess what?
What?
My unit number is number two, baby.
How do you know that?
Because well, I'm on the I'm
Where do
on
I
the
look? What number mine is?
I am no, 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 I am on the Discord.
Oh,
You should get an invite to the Discord, but I really like it.
oh,
Since I've been sitting here talking to you, the CO2, it has a built-in CO2 monitor, so the CO2 is through the roof
hmm.
since I've been. But so I'll just tell everyone. I know. The number one thing I've heard is people asking me if it's expensive, and I'm a person who wants a status update. I
Hmm.
do. So much so that this is in my living room, my New York City apartment, and I have iPads hooked to the wall where I used to get Apex updates. So, and I'm one of the few people in the world that had one of those Apex displays. I love this because it's at my desk, and you can just have it. I know it's the camera is backward, but you can. So please excuse my pH and my probes. I was messing with my probes, so they're actually not calibrated, but it gives you the number from my trident. Yeah, it goes through. I am really a fan of this.
Thanks, Social Reefer.
I want more mounting options where I can just mount it on the wall via magnet, but it gives you CO2. You can actually trigger feed mode from here.
Hmm.
Yeah, you put it somewhere. I really am a fan because I like having an Apex display. So
I think it's
um,
super cool. I can't show mine because
yeah,
it's doing a firmware update now. Social
yeah,
Reefer, thank you very much for the super chat.
yeah. Mine got the firmware update earlier.
Dun dun dun. Thanks
Yeah,
for all the inspiration from day one. You've been one of my three main guys I follow. Thank you for joining me for the journey.
yep. Anything, any new equipment? Ooh, you want to see my next newest toy?
What you
I
got?
know we're all right. So I think you know this, but I have been um, experimenting with nano rollers. So the one that's on my office tank is the Nature Dimensions.
Hmm.
Um, I think what's his name? Bay Area Reefer had a hand in developing that. I've been using it. I like it. So my next one that I am doing is the Rollbot.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
So this is my newest one. I the cool thing about this is it doesn't use a interesting thing about this is it doesn't use an optical sensor. You actually use the controller, which I unplugged when I brought it here, and you can set on the controller how many millimeters a day it automatically advances. So I've been tracking it. You can see that I've written marked it like
Hmm.
numbers because I plugged it in and left it and say, hey, I want to see how far it advances. So there's like a case somewhere. But I'm anxious. Yeah. So you put this in the filtration chamber, and then this slides right in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's the Hello Reef. You just sit it in, and then I like the fact that, yeah, this is cool. This fits. Yeah, it's
Huh.
3D printed. I actually do like this. I'm a fan of this. I think, yeah, yeah,
Solid. I like
I
it.
do. No filter socks. Yeah. So this is, I'm really, really a fan of. I'm gonna go into the when I go into the office tomorrow. I'm gonna install this. But
Let
yeah,
me know how you like it.
really cool. Yeah, loving it so far. Well, at least from internal testing. But look, this fits perfectly in the area,
Hmm.
and then you just drop the roll in. So this is the roll bot from IC Live. He has a website. Really, really cool.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah,
I'm jealous of all the stuff you guys get in the States. I'm looking on like the BRS site and they have ORA stuff now, which is cool because ORA is all like sustainable and anything ORA is like built like a train, like it's hard to kill it because it's so established. And it's all like half off, but I can't order any, which makes me sad. So
yeah,
I'm jealous of you guys in the States. I can.
yeah. There's a someone said that having a felt roller that doesn't. There are a couple of these for Nano. Like if you have the Red Sea, there's a Red Sea Nano mat.
Mm.
I've heard the Nano mat. If you have 4-inch filter socks, it fits. There's a couple different. Another company just launched. Um, there's another company that just launched. So um, yeah, there's a couple companies doing it. I think it would be great on the office tank, dude.
You know, let me know how yours goes for a while.
I yeah. Yeah. If you have an innovative marine, there is one.
Oh,
There is some
do they have a Hello
Alibaba
Reef?
I see. Huh?
Do they have a Hello Reef? That's what my office tank is.
Innovative marine doesn't. It's made for the innovative marine.
No, but
This
does it? Will it fit my Hello Reef tank?
I don't think so. I don't think I want to buy it and it doesn't work.
Fair.
So not a fan. Yeah. The innovative marine also makes a Nuvo roller that is manual. Um, but oh, BRS is now carrying the N clear, which is fascinating.
What's that?
Yeah, I need to talk to Bay Area Reefer. The one thing about the N clear is I think
Oh, and clear fleece roller. Haven't heard of that one.
clear. Yeah,
$150. Not bad price.
yeah. It doesn't. It does. The one thing about the N clear is maybe I early model. I don't think the adapters makes the fit as tight. I'm really a fan of. Do you see how this is just uh this slides right in,
Hmm.
and then this is in it. There's no wiggle room. So yeah, but I should, you know what, I just I should have contacted what I typically do is when I get a product or I use a product, man, I use it for 3-4 months and put it through its paces and then ask questions of the manufacturers before I say anything about it. So I gotta say I'm gonna Bay Area Reef and because I haven't tried to adjust it.
Hmm.
Usually run it for a while, let it see how it does, and then start to tweak it. So I haven't adjusted it yet. So I'm gonna hit, and then at some point here, then I'll start to maybe do a write up on it. But I like his. It's good value, and then the replacement rolls for the nature dimensions is so cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And then
good.
there's a subscription where they'll send it to you. Now, the good thing about the nature dimensions is
They
a
have a bunch of
optical
adapters
sensor.
for like $10 each.
Yeah,
That's at least
it's
it's
an
like
optical
reasonable.
sensor, Dev, and you can actually like set modes. You can say, okay, as soon as it touches the optical sensor
Mm.
thing, there's all these beeps and alarms. This is really like whether your filter socks is dirty or not, it's going to advance the same amount every day. So this is manual. But I think for the office tank, I kind of like this because then I know it's predictable and like guys, every 30 days, every 45 days, you need to change the roll, and
But
then I can
then,
set a reminder.
do you think you're moving it more than you need to? Would it last longer if you let it do its thing?
That's why I've done these marks, which
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. For science.
Yeah, I do. I'm. It's gonna be fascinating, man. I'm really really excited um about these nano filter rolls. I love my nano tanks.
Nanos are
Um,
fun.
yeah, I love my nano tank. So really excited too. I wish I mean the what's the name has been on the market for a while and they've never made a nano version. Claracy.
Yeah.
Everyone has come out with a nano version of whatever filter roll they're doing. Red Sea started with the 500, then they made a bigger, then they made a smaller. Now they're making a, yeah. hmm Nature Dimensions, yeah. I've been using that for a while, and I have not gone through a roll yet. I have to
Hmm.
say, I have not gone through a roll yet.
It's nice when they last a long time.
Yeah. hmm The one thing I have to remember about that tank is every time I stick my hands in it, I keep forgetting to turn the roll off, so it rolls a little bit, but that's my fault because my big hands are displacing a lot of water in the yeah.
My very first reef tank, I converted a fluval edge tank, which is the ones with the glass top and this little hole. And anytime I put anything in there, that thing would overflow. I had to like drain water out in order to like do maintenance and stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I am really excited for you in this new build. I hope there's, I think since the last time you set up a tank,
It's been a
um,
while.
there's new stuff on the horizon. I know you're going with a water box, right? Different, but dude,
It's
there
basically
are,
the same tank. It's just the newer
yeah,
version.
but
Well, at least the
you've always used the Clarisy. You have a tried and true way of manufacturers and equipment that has served you well that you stick to,
realistically,
right?
it's I'm gonna reuse 90% what I already have.
Yeah, but no. Now's the chance to like try new stuff.
But what do I need that's new? Well, here's the thing. I
Try
guess
a different filter roller, dude. Try a different filter roller.
okay. So if I use the
Try some
sump,
different lights.
if I use the stock sump, I could do something different with it, right? If I use or if I do my custom geo sump on it, hopefully the plumbing lines up, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing,
Try
right?
something different. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but come on. You haven't used the Red Sea filter roller. You haven't used the um yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, then I gotta buy new stuff when I already have stuff.
You're not making this very fun.
Well, I'm also poor because I just spent like all my money on flooring, and now I'm in the poor count for a few months.
Do they have Black Friday in Canada?
They do,
All
which I
right.
might have to spend like all the money I don't have on rock now because my old rock is plagued.
I know.
So
Okay.
that's legitly like the main thing I'm looking at now. I was like, okay, rock's the main thing I'm gonna need next once I start setting up the tank. So rock and
Yeah.
sand. I'll reuse some sand.
Let me know if you need anything, how I can help, man.
Rock
Oh,
and sand. Shipping sucks. So.
this is so cool. So this is so cool. So it's not going to look that way, and then it has a cover. This is all 3D printed, by the way, and it's gonna have a cover that's going. Oh, look at that. That's gonna be hanging on the back of
It
my.
does look nice.
That's gonna look so cool, man.
It does look nice.
Oh, I have a incredible story, which
Do
is
tell.
weird. I'm gonna text it to you. I'm gonna text it to you first, but I'm gonna text you the video. I want you to look at it. So you know what the Coral View IV is, right?
Yes.
So I was helping a friend. I'm gonna text it to you. I was helping a friend
Mm-hmm.
um, hook up, connecting his IV, calibrating his IV.
Yeah.
And I'm stalling for the
I
picture to send. You should have gotten it now. I
IV's the
want
out
you to,
tester, right?
yeah, that's IV is the out tester. I want you to look at that video. It's only a few seconds, and please tell me what do you think is in that container. Now, remember, you have dosing pumps bringing in the thing. What do you think is that?
The wastewater from the
No,
tester.
yes, but what do you think, Devin? That's a fish.
Oh,
It has
what?
a tail and everything. That is the remains of a fish.
What?
I want to know how a fish got. Did a fish get sucked up?
What the
Yeah.
heck? Oh, weird.
Watch the video.
Huh. I thought look at the liquid, not the bleach
No,
on the
look at the
side.
tail. Look at it again. Do you not see the tail at the bottom?
That's weird. Huh.
I mean, the users can't see it, but did you see the tail on the bottom?
Yeah, that's
That's a
weird.
fish. I'm gonna send you another video, but dude, that is a fish. So for those of you who know about out testing, like that is a fish. That's the outline of a fish. You guys can't see the tail. It's not focusing. Let me hide my face. Yeah, look, that is a fish. You see the outline of the tail. So
Hmm.
that went through dosing lines to the
That's
IV.
crazy.
And because it was testing like 6 times a day, I think that fish was probably living in there for a little bit.
No, how could it get through the dosing lines?
Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't. That's my theory. But he got pulled in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems
Uh,
crazy. It seems that's too big to go through dosing lines. Something doesn't add
okay.
up.
So you think it was dead and the body got sucked in?
I don't know, man. It's too big to fit though. That's dosing lines like
That's a
that. They're like a quarter of
fish.
an inch. There's no way it'd fit.
That's not AI.
It's like a
That's
molt.
not.
I don't know. It's
It's
weird.
not AI. That's me. That's a video. If Devin listens to the audio when we get off the stream, you can see.
Okay, I'll watch it
Um,
after. Mm.
no, no, but that's interesting. Just interesting. Found that interesting.
So
Um,
K13T, the water box sump is good. It actually looks super flexible. It is a funky design, but I do also have my pretty Geo sump, which the plumbing mirror may not line up, and I know it's metric plumbing, I believe, so I'd have to adapt it to change it. So I was like really like fingers crossing that the plumbing would just fit into it, but it's Russian roulette on that one.
I am also in the process of getting. So
Mm-hmm.
you guys know I cracked my sump. I think for a new thing, and because I'm getting old, I think what I'm gonna do on the left here, I have 15 inches between the tank and the wall. I think I'm going to put the tank on the left side.
You're gonna change it now?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the tank on because I'm getting old. I don't want to bend under this. And then what I'm gonna do is put all the equipment is gonna go under
Hmm.
on the floor.
Nice. That'd be good.
That's what I think I'm gonna do. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to the bottom of the tank. I'm gonna seal it. Maybe put some pond liner or just paint some like roof sealant so it's sealed. Put the auto testers under there and all the equipment, so everything will be in under the tank. So it should theoretically be a little neater. The only thing I'm worried about, Devin, is the smell of the skimmer. Like
Put carbon on
if
top.
it's when it's yeah, um, I I'm gonna use the Vertex skimmer. I think you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Vertex and the Royal Exclusive, they do have similar features. Royal Exclusive sells these little um, things that you stick into the holes on the skimmer that have carbon in them. You put carbon in them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think I might do that because it's gonna look fancy.
They're not making them, which sucks right now. But there was a brand called Stink Sink, I think it was called,
Really?
and they basically made little toppers that were for putting carbon on top of your skimmer.
I
But he quit
remember that.
making them for a while because he was trying to like perfect it because the ozone they weren't holding up to ozone. But I was like, man, still make them. I was like, they're cool. So, but
Uh,
anyways, if you can talk
the
him into making some, he was making something specifically for that purpose. Or you could just get like a ghetto dollar store container, but if you want a pretty
oh,
one, he was doing some cool
Eco
stuff.
Stink Sink.
Yeah, that one. But
Oh.
basically, just get something like that and put carbon in it, then it will absorb the
we
nasty.
we
Or,
are currently accepting new model. Uh, I oh man, you know what? I might have to.
or the new Aqua Forest skimmer has a built-in lid for carbon. Just stock, which is cool.
The Here's the cool thing also is the Reef Octopus models. When you buy a Reef Octopus skimmer, you can actually buy a top for recirculating, right? Where you can recirculate the air, where all the air comes out and goes into a hose.
Yeah,
What you probably do, Devin, is like buy that, but then have that escape through carbon
yep,
because then you're just putting it. Yeah, um,
it's a good idea.
yeah, yeah. The stink sink. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a cool thing because I
he's
had an
no, he's
idea.
making it again. But his skimmers here, his models of skimmers here, of course, they don't have Vertex because Vertex is no longer in business.
Yep,
So I'm going to
but you just need to know
actually,
the lid size, right? Like it's
yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah. I'll send him the lid size. I'll send him the lid size. I'll measure it and send it to him. So
mhm.
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had one, but I used it for soda lime pellets instead of carbon, just for like scrubbing. I like repurposed it, but it worked.
Somebody said Canadian air doesn't have as much CO2.
My room, I have the window open, but my room is currently 640.
I'm not. I'm not. I am not. I'm not. I'm not. Casey 1801. I'm not getting into it with you. That is probably true and hilarious, but you know,
I mean, there's a lot of people there that are breathing.
yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Somebody said I'm getting old. Harder for me to recognize AI. Probably true.